especially appreciate Dalton College and our close relationship and partnership. And in order to get us as a board in the community, we like to come and see our partners. And so this morning, we're in West Dallas, and I thank you all for making the extra effort to come here. So calling us to order, the first thing that we had to discuss, we have some public comments. So I believe Tim Ice from Goodwill is here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tim Heiss. I'm President and CEO of Goodwill Industries of Dallas, and very excited to be in West Dallas with you guys. So Goodwill Industries of Dallas, we've been in Dallas since 1968. We were at Singleton and Camden. We're at that community now. And since 2002, we're now at Westmoreland in Singleton. But we basically are on the same mission. So we're trying to help individuals with barriers to employment, whether that's disabilities or some other barriers. We usually say someone emerging from some type of crisis, whether you're unhoused, whether you're coming back as a returning citizen, incarceration, and we have to build skills, find jobs, get employment. So we do that, of course, through the Donating Goods. So we appreciate it, one donation at a time. Our Donating Goods business. We have 900 employees, 2 or 3 of which have barriers. And then we have 20 to 30 workforce development professionals that on any given day, you might see them off the street shelter, bridge, might see them at Pacific Apartments, partnering with South Dallas Employment Project. So, and I've been there 5 years, and we've had great partnerships with Workforce Solutions. But we're excited about just partnering as we go forward. And thanks for letting me.
Thank you, Tim. Thank the bees here as well, and thank you for arranging the meeting with Tim. We went and toured this week, and you know, sometimes I amaze myself of how I don't put the pieces together. But I think of Goodwill as donating, and we actually went and saw what they do with the stuff that we donate, and it's an amazing process because what they're really doing is running a retail store so that they can employ people. And they're employing some of the hardest people to employ in Dallas. So Tim, hats off to you, great work. It was an exciting thing to see, and we look forward to working with you. All right, the next thing on the agenda is, you know, as the chair, one of the things you have to do is recognize those that are rolling off your board. And it's not a happy thing. To lose board members. And Diane Gomez has been with us, how many years, Diane? Yeah. And she has done a phenomenal job. She's a contagious contributor. You cannot be in the room with Diane and not be excited about whatever it is. And she has been a force to be reckoned with in our workforce. And we thank you so much for your service. And we have a plaque for you, so let's do that. Thank you. Ashley, will you accept this? It's a different show, sorry. All right, one other issue, part of our board is that our board members must be certified by the Texas Workforce Commission. So we have a few rolling off, we have a few rolling on, and they have to be certified by the commission. The commission did not meet this in time for us to get our board members certified. So our actions today, we'll go ahead and vote. We have a quorum, we'll vote. But we'll have to ratify that next time that we meet in November. So just a bit of housekeeping there. So it's not like we're just practicing this, but everything we're doing is matters, but we will confirm it, reconfirm it in November. All right, and then I think that's all for my commentary. I think you had something you want to say.
Yeah, a beautiful experience recently of being a principal for a day, despite the background results checks they would have found on me. At Eden Walker, Preston Montessori, I was interrogated by second graders, I was recess man, I took lunch here and there, I understood the timeline of human history better because of a little boy named Isaac who told it to me. The walk-up music when you arrive, 5 adults hugging you before you even hit the first door of the ISD. These are incredible servants. I was amazed at what a principal does for one day. Imagine that daily grind of managing premises and parents and people, all the things that come your way. And that led me to meet a man named Michael Gagne, executive director of Dallas ISD, body that his title starts with workforce. And I met with him, and beyond the fact that we had exactly the same hairstyle and beard growth, it was amazing to me as we walked through what we could do together. And I just remind us all to think of these things, low-hanging fruit. We said, Harry, 8,000 graduates every year, give or take. 4,000 are going back into the job force right now. We connect job seekers and employers. Help us, be with us, the wish list is great. So that's what I want to remind us is there's so many partners in our community that want to work with us, and let's try to find a way.
Thanks, Harry. How many of you have been principal for the day? Yeah, so next year, the rest of you need to sign up. I went ahead, I was at Herbert Herbert Marcus Leadership Academy. And Harry, I was one up on you. I gave every teacher a raise, and we had recess all day, so it was quite the experience. But Dallas Regional Chamber puts on that program, and as Harry said, I went on that day, I was exhausted. Magda, you know this. It's an amazing job that our principals do, and they need business leaders to help them in the community. So please, next year, sign up for that, Dallas Regional Chamber, principal for the day. Okay, any other announcements we need to make for here?
Well, good morning. Thank you all for being here today. I have a few updates, some good news to share. You may recall approving our clean fiscal year 2023 external audit conducted by Crowe LLP at our August board meeting. And I'm happy to report another great review this month. The Texas Workforce Commission kicked off their new monitoring year in October and chose to start with us. They wanted to set the bar high, of course, and we concluded the monitoring visit on October 7th with 0 disallowed costs. This means that there were no issues found that we would be required to reimburse TWC for from unrestricted or basically non-TWC funds. There were 2 administrative findings that may appear in the final report from TWC, which will be finalized in the coming months. The first relates to EQUIS's documentation of our non-custodial parent program. Interestingly, this was noted by our external monitor who we hired, Christine Wynn, and EQUIS has already begun strengthening their documentation. The second finding concerns child care group's documentation around parent fraud reviews within the child care subsidy program. We are actively working with child care group to address this issue to ensure full compliance. Overall, it was a fantastic outcome, reaffirming our strong commitment to compliance, which you all have grown to expect from us. I have another bit of good news to share this morning. Thanks to the outstanding efforts of our real estate committee led by Dupree Scoble, along with Alex Perez from our board staff, CBRE, and our legal team, we've successfully brokered a deal for our board office lease at Ross Tower. We are going to execute a 7-year lease based on the specifics we've previously discussed. This is a significant milestone, allowing us to shift our focus to a few center leases that are set to expire later next year, so stay tuned for that. Before Before we move on to the agenda, I have one final update regarding our strategic planning process. We're very excited to officially kick things off with TIP strategies, and we have scheduled what's going to be a brief business meeting of the board on November 13th at 8 a.m. And that will be followed by the strategic planning kickoff. You have a flyer as Carter is modeling for you, and will be at Bill J. Crease Center. You'll receive a formal calendar invite from Connie later this week.
Okay, Ashley reminds me that we had some other board members that have rolled off, so, their term ended September 30th. So Alan Cohen, thankful for him and his work on childcare group, or with childcare committee. Susan Ha, is rolling off, and as well as Louis Fulbright. So if you get a chance, you have their email address or phone number, give them a call and let them know, how much you appreciate, their working with us. All right, we must, get the conflicts of interest declared. Crystal on PwC, Magda, DIS, or Irving ISD, DISD, and Texas Workforce, yes, and Childcare Group. Bessie, you're not conflicted, are you? Okay, good. So moved. All right, thank you. We have those recorded. All right, we will move into the package of materials. So if we could turn to the minutes on page 6. And we're going to put these all under a consent agenda. So you have the minutes, and then we have policy that we're adopting, and that's on page 11. I'm sure everyone read every bit of page 12, 13. Page 13, we need to write the page here. That's in consent. Okay, consent agenda into page 12. So I would take a motion that we accept the items listed in the consent agenda. Okay, Ken, give it a second. Second, Bessie. All right, any discussion? No discussion. All right, all in favor? Aye. Aye. All right. Anyone opposed? All right. All right, we have Dimitri at the podium, so take it away.
I'll try to speak loud. Good morning. We're on page 13. I'm presenting contracts and amendment action items in your packet. We have a couple of amendments to close out existing FY 24 contracts for services provided by QNet Inc., the technology management services provider who works closely with board staff to ensure the required safeguards are in place to secure our massive system and meet the required Texas Workforce Commission cybersecurity audit conducted by AT&T. The additional amount of $112,149 closes out the FY 24 contract covering the cost of the required penetration testing and labor-intensive activities that was necessary to safeguard our technology systems. Any questions on that one? Not, I'll keep moving. The second item is childcare group, childcare quality FY 24 contract amendment, adding $576,000 for the purpose of awarding Texas Rising Star childcare early learning programs with monetary stipends. These funds will benefit programs who provide quality childcare to thousands of eligible families that are currently working, seeking work, and or in skills training programs to go to work. The funds will go directly to the programs and are emphasized to assist those with operational challenges. Usually at the end of the year, whatever money that we've saved from any other programs that didn't materialize, we put back out to the providers, in the hands of the providers, since they're providing the care and need the most assistance. So that is what that's for. That does not cover any operational costs for childcare group. Any questions on that?
I had a question.
Sure.
Is there any, process or mechanism in terms of governance over how these funds are used and who they're given to?
So it's all Texas Rising Star providers that are in the system or have applied. There is an application that is administered by Child Care Group. The amounts of the awards are based upon the size and capacity of the child care program. We are working currently with over 400 providers that are in that pool, and they have to apply.
Demetra, you might, get ahead of ourselves on page 21, talks about, the child care or the dashboard we have. At the top, you'll see there's roughly 642 providers of child care in the system in Dallas County. Of those, about 400 are Texas Rising Stars, which is the tier above just being a child care.
Absolutely, you're correct, thank you. Any other questions on that one? There's one thing that we would like to do, in the midst of, our gap period of not having a board meeting. So we're requesting the board's approval to grant the interim president, Ashley Runner, the authority to amend any contract as necessary to prevent any possible disruption in services. Only if funds are received from TWC during the gap period of not having a board meeting. That's really the month of December, right? Because we're having a meeting next month, which we normally don't. So we would, whatever comes through between now and November, we'll be able to present in November. Otherwise, if it comes in December or January, before the January meeting, we would like to keep services rolling. But that's only if we receive that. We hope people will take a break. That's not guaranteed. That's the 3 items for amendments. Part of you would like to move on those 3.
Okay. All right, so, we would entertain a motion, that we accept those 3 items under the contract amendments. So moved. So moved. All right, Gunner, anyone, second? Harry seconds. Or any discussion regarding those items?
So on the last one, I guess I'm wondering whether if there's a number above which the interim president will need to be involved with the chair. I don't know how great these numbers would be, but if it's over 250,000, 500,000, that then there's some involved.
That has normally been the threshold, is about 250,000 for the president to move on without board action. But if we receive lump sums like childcare childcare direct services, sometimes that money comes at the end where they're reallocating funds to us for direct care. Now, it's simply for the care of children. That's the main one. The other ones with WIA, Workforce Investment and Opportunity Act, TANF funds, SNAP funds, those normally don't come through, during that period of time.
So how have we been doing in the past, doing that gap comment, but they usually not?
We have asked for authority even in the past. We put it in usually around, the summer months. The month of June, we're asked, because we have new contracts that start in the month of July, but we don't have a July meeting. We don't have a meeting until August. So we've asked at those periods of time.
And then we ratify any of that at the next board.
Everything comes back to the board.
Joanne, I think you raised a good point. Maybe we could just add that anything over 250,000 that the president will discuss with the treasurer and the chairman. That be okay?
That's great.
All right. We'll just add that. All right, we have
He has a question.
Okay,
Yeah, just on the, childcare group item, the $576,000 that we're talking about. How much of that is related to cost savings? How much of that is related to, activities that did not materialize?
That's a good question. Didn't break it out that way. It's this total allocation, so we'll fully expend the grant that was remaining. That would include even any, administrative costs that we did not, expend as well. I don't have that exact breakout, and Alicia, I'm sure you don't have that.
Demetria, if that's something you can follow up.
I can.
Send back up.
Yeah.
Then just on the activities that did not materialize, what does that mean? Does that mean that we were unable to hire enough, child care providers?
So one example, Dan, is Wonder School that we approved last month or in September. It didn't start for this contract year. We didn't make that happen. So it'll start November 1 for the new contract year. So that money was not expended on that activity out of this particular grant. So it rolls, we're expending it in the next year's grant funding.
Okay, so other activities that did not materialize, does that include, funding that we had intended to use for additional?
Like training or some type of event like that. Yes, that didn't materialize, that we didn't get scheduled before the end of the grant year.
And childcare providers that we did not hire, or were not able to hire or provide their childcare service.
No, not that we wasn't able to hire. It was business funds to help them operate, to help them stay TRS ready. So it wasn't for any services that where we didn't hire any providers. It's for the service of like training that we didn't get to produce in a timely grant funding.
Not quote unfilled positions.
Right, that is correct. Yeah, it's not any staff. Yes.
Okay, so I think it's a little bit, just to make sure people understand, if you look at page 21, you see different providers. TRS, Texas Rising Star, which means standards to achieve a certain quality. These, you can see them divided by TRS, TRS2, TRS3, TRS4. These are significantly increased standard to make sure everyone has, all kids in these services have access to a certain quality. The funds, the 576, are going to individual providers to continue to assist with the increase in quality and incentivizing staff. So I think it's easier if people understand that lump sum is eventually going to end up spread out into small entities that are providing care in order so that they can keep their quality up. And in some cases, I imagine it says incentivized staff use of maybe a bonus or something because they're paid so little now.
And in in the application process, they identify how they will utilize those funds. So it's just not given to them. They have to apply and tell us how they're gonna apply the funding to their operational challenges. Yes, ma'am.
What would be an example of the incentivized?
They can give them a one-time bonus. That's mainly what we're striving for, is for it to get to the staff, because they have, the biggest challenge in childcare right now is hiring and maintaining staff.
So it's 576,000 of the 400 TRS providers.
And hopefully all 400 will apply.
Sounds like a big number, but.
It's really not.
All right, we've discussed that. I think we have
conflict of interest, one abstention, any other abstentions on this matter? All right, let's call a vote. All in favor, aye? Aye. Anyone opposed? And, Demetria, if you would just follow up, with the additional information on.
Sure. Okay, for Alicia, she's ready. Okay, that's a good sign, Alicia. Next, we have the renewal of the two primary childcare quality contract providers, which is Child Care Group and Dallas College. These two are the ones that actually provide the services to, the many childcare providers. In doing that, this is the money then that will assist Child Care Group with the staffing needs for us providing those services to child care providers. Child Care Group manage and operates and coordinate all of the TRS activities, no matter what other contractors we use into the system. They do that with coordinating those services to over our goal is to get to the 600 that's on page 21. That is the goal, is to get over 600 providers in the system to care for the required 15,000 average number of children served per day that we're required to do. So this money helps us get providers staffed, providers professional development, we provide curriculum, we provide classroom materials, and also prepare them for developmentally appropriate practices. And this is all inclusive of the 4.6 mil that we are allocating to Child Care Group. Within that 4.6 mil, about 1.2 million is the operational cost for Child Care Group to make all of that happen for the whole year. The remaining of that amount is for the actual services that I mentioned that are provided through Child Care Group. Keep going. The next part of that is TWC specifically allocates funds for Texas Rising Star Mentors, which are coaches that will help coach individual programs to Texas Rising Star standard. That money is strictly for the staff of those mentors, and right now, that money will cover about 25 mentors to have a caseload to cover the 600 providers that we want to target to be Texas Rising Star. That money can only be used for that activity, and that's the 2.1 mil that's listed there. So together, those two amounts were allocated to Child Care Group for Texas Rising Star activities. Any questions on that? That's a lot. I'll keep going. The second one is Dallas College in the amount of $400,000, where the funds cover the cost of Dallas College staff and pays for the tuition for up to 200 or so Texas Rising Star provider employees that are interested in achieving recognized credentials in early childhood education to enhance their skills and qualifications. This year, we'll also be exploring the apprenticeship program opportunities as well. So those are the two main primary contractors. I think last month we listed childcare trainers that we have on a vendors list that also helps with this activity. The annual childcare quality funds plan is required by the state and is currently being drafted by the board and contractor staff. The details will be shared and discussed for feedback at our next childcare advisory council meeting that is scheduled Tuesday, October 22nd at 6 o'clock. That's going to be a virtual meeting, and we invite you to participate to learn about these activities in detail and us sharing the data that we received over the years to come up with those actual activities that we're providing. So please stay tuned. We have that posted, I think, on our website as well about the meeting. But Carter, those are the items I have for action.
I just comment specifically about the Dallas College and this TRS. So as a board, if you take 75–80% of our annual budget is relating to childcare. Texas is unique in that where workforce and childcare are married. That's not true in every state. So as a board, when we look at this, and as a state, it's really important that we provide quality childcare everywhere in Dallas. And that's a mouthful. So in order to be TRS certified and to move up the ranks, your employees might need additional training or credentials. So Dallas College has stepped in and going to provide that training to get quality childcare everywhere in Dallas. And so it's really incumbent on the board that we noodle on this, we chew on it, and we always think about how we can help do that. So I think these are important funds. It's important that we have quality childcare. It's important we have quality childcare everywhere in Dallas. So that's what we're talking about here. Is there any other questions or discussion on this matter? Okay, then I would take a motion that we accept this under the 25 annual initial childcare quality contract. If I get a motion. So moved. Okay. Dan, and a second. Thank you, Lisa. All right, any other discussion?
I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. I'm trying to like hurry up. I'm sorry, Carter. My apologies.
You want a rose?
I'm trying to hand the mic to Felicia real fast.
All right, so, conflicts, childcare group, any others? All right, all in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, motion passes.
Okay, one last thing. All right, I'm pleased to report that I have secured the 4.8 million that satisfies the required 4.1 million match to draw down the board's full allocation of federal dollars in the amount of $8.3 million. These funds are crucial to our total allocation and meeting the state's performance targets, as well as our board target of 15,042 average number of children served per day. I've issued agreements with all partners listed in the chart, including the addition of Urban ISD, Richardson ISD, and the City of Dallas from last month's report. All local match has been secured with a surplus of $721,168, contingent upon receipt of all signed agreements. And that concludes my presentation. There will be a motion. Thank you.
Any discussion on this matter? I know that.
How do we come up with a local match? What's the process?
What's the process? Oh my gosh. We go and seek public entities because it is the best route to go without exchanging any dollars. So we don't collect any funds from any of those entities. They certify their expenditures on any childcare related activities that are non-federal dollars, or it could be from the community block grant that the city also helps us match. So I have made relationships with different ISDs. There are some that we have lost partnerships with the transition of, new CFOs coming in because they don't understand what it is, or it's just not bringing in any revenue to the district. But we are showing how many children we are caring for in that area with the dollars that we have. So it's really kind of a sales pitch, Ken, that I would love someone to assist with that.
158 get cobbled together in order to get the federal match. I'm just curious how we word it. I think you gave me an explanation, but this wasn't to me. That's what I
I actually,
No. Or we have been up to $4,550,000. We're still not sure that that's from.
I'm more than happy to sit with you and talk to you, but let me tell you, it is, we go to public entities, such as those that are listed on page 13. And we talk, they have childcare programs. Some of them have teen programs at the ISDs. So they are using local, dollars to fund their activity. And so they're able to we're able to match those dollars. So they'll tell us, oh, we're spending $150,000 that are non-federal, on these particular activities for the teen pregnancy program.
I think, okay. You're saying that these entities are giving these dollars and we're counting them as a match versus or are we giving them the dollars?
There's no exchange of funding. They're certifying their expenditures for us to match. So they commit to us that that's how much they're gonna spend for a period of time. And we're able to collect that. So on a quarterly basis, those entities report to us what their expenditures are, and we send it to the state. So it goes straight to the state, that those are expenditures that are reported to us. Does that make sense?
You're saying that the entities are saying, this is how much we are already spending that could count in this, right? Versus we are handing over money. They're saying,
Right.
this is what we're spending.
Exactly.
We're using what's already getting spent to draw down compliance payments.
They are reporting those expenditures, so they have not spent that yet. They will spend it between November or October to October for a period of time. Yeah, and they're reporting quarterly to us what those expenditures are, and it's being tracked at the state. If they don't report those expenditures, we don't get our full allocation. So it is monitored throughout the whole year. And if things change, we have to amend those agreements and send it back to the state. So we don't just get to just say this is what's happening. It's recorded and sent directly to the state for, record keeping.
And then,
Is this $8 million number the maximum amount of federal funding that we can achieve?
It is, that's the most of the allocation, that comes from TWC. Yes.
okay. I almost feel compelled to do a analogy of my wife and my credit card, but. All right. Could I get a motion that we accept this recommendation? Motion, all right, second. Thank you. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor, aye. Anyone opposed? And we have some abstentions with Dallas College. We have some abstentions with the City of Denver, Irving ISD, and Dr. All right. Well, I think we've turned the page. Health insurance.
Morning, everyone, I'm part of the show. Hopefully my talk is a little bit different. It's that time of year again, open enrollment, annual insurance renewals, budgets, all that good jazz, right? This morning, we are presenting to you on page 14, our annual insurance renewal. We are seeing a 14% increase year over year from 24 to 25, roughly $80,000 in coverage or in cost. The board's health insurance broker is currently seeking additional quotes so that we can do a comparison. We are seeing an increase in our deductible, roughly 300 for single and 600 for family. So we are requesting a recommendation to authorize the interim president to negotiate and sign for health insurance, life, and dental coverage based upon best prices and continuity for employees at a rate not to exceed 14% once we receive in all our reports. We are also asked for an increase in our HSA contributions, roughly 200 for single and 400 family.
Okay, shock to the board that there's an increase in the health insurance for our employees. Any discussion on that? Questions?
I do have a question. Is there a long-term strategy or maybe a three-year strategy on how we plan to manage this cost versus every year we're talking about approving an increase?
Well, ideally, year over year, we will continue to see an increase because we do plan to increase staff. So in this case, we have increased staff by 5 people this year. So some of that increase is due to our increase in staff. I believe in 2025, we're looking to bring in additional staff of 7. So we will continue to see an increase in cost due to increased staff.
Betsy, I think you just appointed yourself to the Treasury Committee. And I think that's what our board should do, is look at best practices in our businesses and how we can apply it here to the board. So we would accept any input on managing healthcare costs. Where's Bill? Bill, any help on that? All right. Yeah.
What is the deadline for getting all the we hope to receive in early November, mid-November. How open enrollment does start in.
And when they need to be moving on.
September 31st, so that our insurance will be back in January.
Bessie, are you suggesting that there's things that employers can do, such as health and wellness programs that might reduce?
I'm saying that, I'm also saying that we all know that healthcare costs are continuing to grow up, and so is there a plan, maybe for the next 3 years, where we are, marginally increasing premiums and thinking about that ahead of time to mitigate some of that versus, oh, it's up 15, let's do this. Oh, it's up 10, let's do this. And so what are those programs? What are those things that we can do? And make sure, share it with employees so that they understand the cost. The cost of running healthcare is not just the employer's responsibility to manage, it's everybody.
Sure. That's a good idea, Betsy. I think, so this is the right thing to do right now. It's what I think we should do. It's the world we live in now. But our brokers should be charged with the duty of looking ahead and saying, don't keep coming back to us every year and saying, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But more, what's our 4 or 5?
Yeah.
No.
And the employee keep all of that increase for these. So we pay 100% insurance for single for each of our staff, and then we pay them 60% for your family. And then we also give back, for as a HSA contribution. So to help with your deductible, your very high deductible. So right now, what we're proposing is 2,900 for single and 4,800 for family. Okay, and it's going to pay for all of the single and a portion of the exact complex cost in a family. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? All right, I take a motion that we accept the recommendation is ready. So moved. Second. Second. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Let's turn to page.
Thank you.
Last month, the board entrusted me with the responsibility of assigning a staff member to oversee the Equus operations with a focus on enhancing performance. I've asked Stephen Bridges, our industry communications manager, to take on this important project. Stephen has consistently demonstrated strong leadership, and I'm confident he will excel in this new capacity. Stephen, welcome to the podium. Please tell us a little bit about your plans and other areas where you're leading currently.
Thank you, Ashley, for trusting me with this opportunity to support the workforce board in such a capacity. You know, having spent 20 years as a board contractor before coming to the workforce board now 7 years ago, after 7 years next month, The 20 years before that, I was actually working as a board contractor. And because of that, I have a deep respect for the work that our contractor does every day to try to meet the needs of our customers. And that said, I'm genuinely excited about this role and about the opportunity to, and the chance to make a meaningful impact on both our workforce operations as well as performance. So I'm very excited about that. I know it's our responsibility to hold Equus accountable, and I take this responsibility very seriously. So before I jump into some of the workforce highlights, does anybody have any questions about this role or my responsibilities? Going once?
Well, before you get too excited.
Sure. Okay. No, I'm excited about this, workforce highlights section and share with you some information. So if you would like to follow along with me, you can look on page 19 of your packet. Thank you so much, Maria, for putting this beautiful, workforce highlights together. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some recent events that we've had. I'm going to share some, information about Manufacturing Month. Going to give you an update on some of our innovative partnerships. And I'm also going to share with you some upcoming events. So let's jump into it. Recent events. On September 25th, we held a Texas Career Day, which was an opportunity for us to share workforce operations and basically to share career awareness, basically, from our industries to our students. And with that, we had a little over 30 employers at the Mesquite Convention Center, but we saw bust in 1,303 students from all over the district that came in. They met with the employers, had conversations with them, found out about their opportunities, about their industries. We had a DJ, there was a fashion show, Dallas College put on a fashion show, it was really awesome. We gave away prizes. It was a phenomenal event. Kids left there with a great awareness of what's going on in the industry. So it creates a great pathway opportunities for them. Also, this is not in your packet, but we recently held an Inland Port job fair. I'm not sure exactly what date that was last month. Anybody have a date, Willie? On the 20th, we had an Inland Port job fair. And we did this, what's nice about this, we did it in conjunction with Dallas College. Now, in the past, we've actually supported a lot of the job fairs Dallas College has done. They supported us in our job fairs, but this was a true collaboration that was held at the Cedar Valley campus, where 53 employers were there and 1,026 job seekers showed up to this event. So it was a great opportunity for the employers to get access to the students, as well as the community to get access to the school. And so it was a great event, and we look forward to doing even more job fairs with them in the future. Let's talk a little bit about Manufacturing Month. Did you know that October is Manufacturing Month? Well, it is now. Actually, Dallas County Judge Clay Lewis Jenkins, we put together a proclamation that he submitted to the Commissioner's Court on October 1st that basically declared October as Manufacturing Month. And he talked about a lot of the workforce initiatives that we have and how we support that industry. And I was actually able to go and address the Commissioner's Court as well and give them a few more things such as the Texas FAME program. You see there on your packet, Texas FAME. The Texas FAME program, we have 2 chapters now in the Dallas area, one in the Northeast, one in the Southwest, that basically it trains the global best in advanced manufacturing technicians. And this program, we have another one, chapter that's actually on the way. Very excited about that. It's going to be geared towards semiconductors. We have a lot of semiconductor companies that are wanting this program. So that's one way that we're supporting. But also another way we're supporting the manufacturing industry is we're putting together industry sector partnerships. And I'm going to talk more about this in the innovative section. But in the industry sector partnerships is an innovative way to provide workforce services. It's a new model. In 2024, we decided we're going to launch this opportunity. And what was interesting was Dallas College said, you know what, this is the way we're going to approach serving our industries as well. So we got our leaderships together and we talked and said, you know what, doesn't make sense for Dallas College to have your industry partnerships and us to have ours. Let's combine our efforts and let's serve our industries as one. So what you have here is you have industry with one voice speaking to both workforce and education. And now even another partner is the Dallas Regional Chamber. So it's also speaking to economic development, one voice coming from each industry talking about their issues and their needs, and we can actually stand up all of our services and resources and expertise and training programs to feed that and give them the solutions for their problem. So it's very excited about this. It's going to be very, very innovative going forward. You can see on your packet that there are 4 industry sectors that basically they've already selected their industry champions, and they're going to be kicking that off before the end of the year. So if you are a part of any of those industries, if you're a company that you work with as part of any of those industries, please contact me. And you would love to be a part of that conversation, I will definitely get you connected with the right industry sector, and you can be a part of it. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, let's moving on. Also in innovation, our innovative partnerships also include community partnerships. One thing that we realize is we cannot do this alone. We cannot serve everybody alone. So we are going out, we're partnering with our community and faith-based partners to bring our services to the community, to bring workshops and our resources and our staff, and sometimes even our funding to these community partnerships to have a bigger and more meaningful impact. One way that we're doing, one example for you is the YMCA. We recently signed an MOU with YMCA that we're in the Moreland YMCA. Our Redbird Center is going to be sending staff where we're doing workshops, we're doing informational sessions, we're reaching out into the community. Plus, we're going to be sharing with them all these hiring events that we're doing both in the center and abroad so that they can share them with the public. It's just one more way to extend our reach and provide services to the community. So those are some of the innovative ways. Now, I can talk innovation all day, believe me. And if you actually want to hear more about innovation, you need to talk to Ms. Lynn Hoffman. Lynn Hoffman is our Senior Innovations Manager, and she's got a lot of things going on. You can talk to her. She'll tell you about Prologis, Paths for Texas, Google Stars, the DFW Apprenticeship. There's a lot of things that we have that are going on that are very innovative. So we're excited about this, and we hope you get excited as well. Let's talk about some upcoming events. Welcome, Judge. Thank you so much. It's awesome. We just talked about the declaration for the manufacturing day. And that you gave to the Commissioners Court.
Moving forward though.
Yeah, we're moving forward. Wrap it up. Okay, gotta go fast. Okay. Couple of events, Harry, red flag from you. If you would like to attend that, please do so. Let me know. I can get you registered. It's November 6th from 10 to 2 at Gillies. And also the TWC conference is December 4th through the 6th. What's awesome about this, we have 3 workshops that we are providing WFS Dallas to all the other boards around the state, talking about a lot of these good and awesome things that we're doing. And so make sure that you make that. We're also going to see our Employer of the Year, which is Walmart. And then at the back of the packet, last thing on upcoming events, at the back of your packet, you'll notice that there is a DFW Apprenticeship Accelerator event that's coming up at the end of the month. If you have any questions about being starting an apprenticeship or anything about apprenticeship, it's a nuts to bolts opportunity to learn all the information about that. And so that's pretty much all the time that I have. Let me just sum up. You heard a little bit about our recent events. I told you that you now know that this month is Manufacturing Month, and told you about our innovative partnerships and some upcoming events. Thank you so much. Board, thank you for your time. Just really quick, how many of y'all appreciate this? The opportunity to hear about workforce highlights, okay? And I want to thank you actually for putting this in there. And thank you for your time. You started on the committees. It really makes a difference. You're making a difference. Thank you.
Just kidding. All right, I apologize. How much respect I have for what they're doing. But we didn't address any of the Equus performance management issue. And I'm looking at page 26 here. Yeah. I think are you going to do that right now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just.
Okay, so Rich, we're gonna skip over you. Sure. So we have the performance measures, they haven't improved. We, as a board, made a mandate to staff that we put someone over the Equus contract last month. And Richard's put forth a year-end performance on page 26, 27, that is measures for Equus. And, I appreciate your work on this, I appreciate Ashley focusing on it. We will be hearing more about that, in upcoming meetings. And it will be part of our strategic planning as we, break out on how we do a better job of measuring them and holding them accountable. So I would defer that if I could till a future discussion. Richard, thank you for your work on this, and Stephen as well. All right, I am going to zig as the chairperson and talk about our bylaws. Joanne's put a tremendous amount of work on this. We're so fortunate to have a seasoned professional with Jacobs Engineering looking at our bylaws. And so it's one of the benefits of having us volunteers to have people with great experience looking at things in our organization. So Joanne, thank you for your work. Could you take over the bylaw discussion?
Certainly, and thank you, Carter, and thank you again to the committee and all the hard work over the past year, and Reed and his colleagues as well at our council. So you should have gotten about 3 weeks ago a packet from Ashley with the bylaws, so the clean version and then a red line version, you could actually see what the changes that are being recommended by the committee, along with a summary of kind of primary changes from there as well. And as you can see, with the big changes, adding standing committee to the board, for them, or executive committee, governance committee, finance and audit, child care, and and then along with the packet, there were also charters that were prepared under the direction of the chairs of those various committees and reviewed by the governance committee. So at this point, hopefully everyone's had a chance to review those changes, and you can, we will get the motion for that, obviously, that is for them. And then just a note in terms of next steps, once the bylaws are approved and the charters, I hope we begin with very clear, because now under the charter, the committees have various responsibilities that we need to make sure that we actually, make sure that we do them. And so there's some thoughts that I have in terms of working out at the top of the calendar and just setting up meetings for the meetings and just getting with the chairs and committees to make sure that we actually do find our obligations that is very.
Right, if I'm not mistaken, I heard a motion. Could we get a motion that we accept the bylaws as written? So moved. Can I get a second? Second. All right, any further discussion of the bylaws? Again, Joanne, thank you very much. All in favor, aye? Aye. Anyone opposed? We have adopted the new bylaws. Thank you so much. All right, now, as your chair, it's my responsibility to put us into adjournment, so we celebrate 40 years of work. There. You're welcome to take a biological break for 2 minutes.